Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the virtual upskilling series, Segi College Sarawak. This is the second or the third last upskilling series for me. Hopefully, you guys can hear my sound, my voice. If you can hear me, please write in the comment. Let me go. Let me go to say I don't know. If you can hear me, if you can hear me, please write in the comment in case my voice or my sound or volume are too low. Is it clear? Is it clear? All right, thank you. Hi, Daryl. Thank you for watching. All right. Okay. Before we go, before I explain or before I go this talk with this talk, if you don't mind to share this live to your friends and family, especially to SPM leavers who might interested to study in mass communication field. All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. As you can see on the screen, our virtual upskilling series today is about myths about mass communications, right? Myths about mass communications. Everyone knows what is mass communications, or some of us might don't know what is actually mass communications, right? But before I go deeper or introduce about mass communications, let me introduce about myself. All right. So my name is Miss Nurhayati Haji Basri. I'm one of the lecturer in Segi College Sarawak under the Faculty of Education and Social Sciences. So our topic today, I divide into four types of topic, which is we will look into what is mass communication. We will see number two, we will see the fifth myth about mass communications, fifth facts about mass communications, and also the benefits of mass communications. So, mass communication study has become one of the most popular courses that students choose to follow these days. It is also popular known as Mass Comm. Normally we call Mass Comm student or Mass Comm alumni and sort of, all right? So many people tend to think of mass communications as a fun and exciting field. You get to write an article, you can become a news anchor, and even you have a chance to interview the celebrities, or even you can work behind the scenes. You can, such as broadcasting and films. Aside from all the fun and glamour about the mass communications, it can be a challenging field to pursue, right? It can be challenging for someone who doesn't have any background of mass communications. So with the phenomenal and unprecedented explosions of communication technology and media across the world, the study of mass communications today has become important and invaluable. And if you wish to study mass communications, you may be faced with many opinions regarding this subject. Just remember, some of these opinions are merely myths. So today, I will share 5 common myths and facts about mass communication. Okay, before we go further, all right, before we talk about the myths and the facts, let we try to understand what is mass communication. What is mass comm actually? All right. So mass comm is, or mass comm or communication is the process of creating, right? Create the content, create the program, sort of, all right? Sending, receiving, and also analyzing the message to large audiences, right? The keyword is large audiences. That's why we call it mass, right? Via verbal and written media. So it is an expansive field that consider not only how and why a message is created, but what is the medium that we use, what are the medium that we use to send the message. The medium in this context are referring to the mass media. There are a number of mass media. Number one, we call print media. Print media, for example, newspaper, magazines, books and novels, comics, journals, and publications. Or number two, broadcast media, for example, films that we watch every day, right? Televisions, radio, right? We have outdoor and transit visual media, for example, like billboard, boarding, poster, banners, right? And now with the evolutions of the evolutions of media technologies, we have the new media, which we call new media or digital media. So for example, this normally that we use it every day, social media, video platform, websites, mobile apps, ebooks, podcasts, online radio, and many, many more, right? So that is the mass media that related with the mass communications. So from there, we know that mass communications involve mass media. And here goes with the myth. We go with the myth. After that, I will explain what is the facts, the real facts about the mass communications, right? Mass communication we know is one of the fastest ways to disseminate the information because we can use televisions to disseminate the information to large number of people or audience, right? So right now, exactly what I'm currently doing right now, reaching out to all of you with this social media platform, right? So mass communication is woven into our day-to-day life. It happens in our daily life, right? Besides satisfying our need for entertainment, it informs us, right? Educates about anything, about politics, even about COVID-19, culture, economy, and many more. And the list is never ending, right? But few of us are still not fully aware of what this powerful medium in mass communication all about. There are prevalent myths or in our mind regarding this medium, which I intend to break today. Okay, myth number one. People always said that mass communication is only for extrovert students or only for extrovert person. Some of my students, before they joining mass communication, they receive a lot of questions by their parent and their relative, right? One of the questions asking them, um, you usually do not talk much and stay aloof. Are you sure you want to further study in mass comm? Are you sure you want to be part of mass communication? You know, because in mass communication, normally the people who work with mass communication, they talk a lot, right? But this is a common question that normally introvert students or people who have introvert personality planning if they're planning a career in this field first. It is usually perceived that introvert cannot make good professional in this field, but it is total misconception. It is false, right? It is a myth. We know that people who have introvert personality, they not really good in socialize with people if to compare with extrovert people. But to study in mass communications, We not only need you to socialize with people. It's more than that. It involves with creativity, right? To begin with, your quiet personality does not determine whether or not you're suited for mass comm field, because only a few specializations, which I will explain later, within the degree that require you to be outspoken. All right. So in fact, creativity is far more important skill as it can be applied to all areas of mass communications. So doesn't mean that you talk a lot that you're doing well. What most important is how well you execute your role when it comes to the employment, right? So it is indeed true that being able to communicate your thoughts, right, and speak professionally is essential in many mass communication jobs. However, you can still achieve these even you are introvert person, right? This can be done by involved in video presentation, for example, or become a script writer, for example, many more. So this role doesn't mean that you have to be like to speak your mind for 24/7. Okay. So myth number 2, mass communication means screen time, meaning you have to be in front of you mean you have to be in front of the television, for example. You need to become a TV presenter, for example. Among the many medium of mass communications, journalism is the most well-known field. This is the reason, maybe this is the reason why people always think that a career in mass communications will only give them an opportunity to be on screen, on which this is not true, right? So if you can see here, there are various number in mass communications. If you see here, mass communication field involve advertising, journalism, public relations, social media, right? Even digital media, digital marketers, and sort of. So most of these jobs, they are not getting any screen time throughout of the life. They work behind the screen somehow, right? So myth number 3, they said mass communication students don't have to worry about doing math. Yeah, lah, because they only talk, right? But doesn't mean they don't do math, they don't do thinking, no, which is wrong, right? So if you want to join mass communication field, you need to have a basic, at least lah, a basic necessary, a basic math, all right? Because we do reporting and conducting research for articles requires statistics, right? So media planning requires budgeting and do a planning. Planning an event involve calculations and budgeting also, all right? So be it in journalism, either in public relations, either in digital marketing or corporate communications, every domain of mass communications requires to study statistics. And these skills, no worry, all of these skills, the statistics subjects, you can study in diploma or degree or even through your practical experiences, right? Right, myth number 4. Mass communication graduates don't earn lucrative income. We do receive a lot of people asking how much the mass comm students can earn. Can they become, not to become a millionaire, can they earn 5,000, 10,000? To be frank, all right, to be frank, mass communication, it is not only the question is not only in mass communication field, right? There will always be jobs. There will always be jobs within a particular field that make more money than the rest. Then this is the norm in any field, right? And for your information, the more experienced professional will earn a higher salary and even hold managerial positions in company. But You see this myth number 4 is linked with myth number 5. They said if you don't have, you cannot earn lucrative income, you won't have a future. If you don't earn 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 per month, you don't have a future, which is totally a myth, totally wrong. All right. The major shift in newspaper and media from printed media, just now we see the printed media, to the digital platform. All right. Simply, it shows that the industry, all right, the industry in mass communications or in mass media is evolving. When this media, the mass media evolve, they create new opportunities, a lot of job opportunity. 30 years ago, we could not have imagined a job such as social media strategist or to become a social media influencer. You see how many of young generation today, they compete among them to become famous, to become an influencer, to become one of social media influencer. And those people who works in creating social media content, they earn numerous income if to compare with a normal job, right? So another easiest example that I can provide is how do you think those people who love to watch K-dramas, those people who love to listen to the podcast, the radio, watch radio show, internet entertaining radio shows, and funny advertisements, how do you think this all thing came about? They were proudly produced by Mass Comm students, right? That is the 5 myths or about mass communication. Now we go to the facts, the 5 facts, and I can say the 5 fun facts about mass communications, right? What is the facts of communication? Number 1, the field offer plethora of jobs. As I mentioned just now, there are various types of mass communication field, right? We have advertising, right? And we have a lot. So having diploma in mass communications can lead to diverse selections of career opportunity. You can work with firm agency, for example. You can work with healthcare. You can work with, you can become public relations practitioner, right? You can work with the government and many more, right? You can choose any of these fields or other than this also. If you're creative enough, you can create the business. And what business do with Mass Comm? Business is business and Mass Comm is Mass Comm, right? So we will see about that one, right? So fact number 2, the fields require critical thinking, right? The field require critical thinking. Hold on. So every field, not only in mass communications, require a certain set of skills, right, to ensure a successful career. In the field of mass communication, students or professionals with greater critical thinking are more likely to achieve the goals of a business. Therefore, individuals must focus on developing critical thinking abilities if planning to join this field of mass communications. And here in SAGI, we encourage students to polish their skills in critical thinking through their assignments, through their learning lessons, right? And through their everyday life experiences. Number 3, networking, right? The fun facts about mass communication, you have a chance to do a networking. Networking is very important. In any domain of mass communication, networking is a must, right? This is because all the mediums of communications are interlinked and dependent on each other. So if you are planning to join in any of these fields, get ready to build some good connection within the industry. And no worries to those introvert persons or to those students who have introvert personality. Along the process, we will help you. You will learn to polish your social skills, right? You will polish your social skills. You can make a good friends. You will turning from introvert person to the extrovert person, right? So that is fact number 3. Fact number 4, business understanding is necessary. Why this business understanding is necessary related with mass communication? Why is it relevant in mass communication? Startup, corporate hubs, government, and even local businesses. All of this requires mass communication mediums to reach the right set of audiences. Now COVID-19, everyone wants to create content, everyone to get, especially in the business platform, everyone wants to create a selling point, right? Everyone wants to persuade people to buy their product and so on. Professionals aspiring to join this domain of study must gather complete knowledge of business management to ensure better results of communications activity. We do research. Mass Comm will help you to do the research, right? You have to understand who is your target audience, right? On which all of this will help the successful of entrepreneur business. And last but not least, assignments are not easy. I got one of my students share about this. They said his friend told him, telling him that, oh wow, you guys get to watch movies that count as assignments. How lucky you are. I can do it too, you know. These people have no idea how incredibly wrong they are. Of course, a lot of the subject in mass communication, we need to analyze the film, we need to watch the movie, but not only that, lot of subject in mass communication is subjective, which means it requires a lot of critical thinking. That's why I said in my previous talk just now, I said the critical thinking is very important, right? A plethora of mass communications assignments are open-ended without definite yes or no answer. And this makes it extremely hard to study for. So the requirements require a deep critical analysis of the topic and will require a ton of research from different point of view. That's why some of the most of our mass comm students, you require to read the journal, you have to do the analysis, because this we want to prepare you to become a critical thinker, right? To be creative. But important is to be creative so that you can survive in any field of mass communication. The benefits of mass communications. Can you survive in this during this pandemic, during this COVID-19 pandemic? You know, during this COVID-19 pandemics, mass communication is the most important source of information to the masses. Do you agree with me? Right? It keeps the masses enlightened and updated about what's happening all around the world. Without the various medium of mass communication, 2021 would be dark year. Even during the ongoing pandemic, right? It is only through various means of mass communications that the world was updated. For example, during this COVID-19. Do you still remember when is the first time we heard about COVID-19? When is the first time we heard about COVID-19 and what actually happened? All right, when how it comes to Malaysia, how we get all the information before the virus reaching us in Malaysia. It is through social media platform. It is through mass communication media, right? Mass communication media. So not only that, mass communication also have an important role to play in globalization and making the world a smaller place by keeping everyone connected to each other. Here we go, everyone, checking our social media, WhatsApp, email, right? We connect, we check our friends, family, right? Through this mass media platform, right? So for the conclusion, I for the conclusions, I hope this myth, the 5 myths and the 5 facts, can help you to make an informed decisions about joining the field of mass communications as a career, or helping you to understand more about mass comm. All right. So at Segi College Sarawak, we do offer a diploma in mass communications. Right? To all students who wish to plan the career in this field. We ensure high quality education and practical learning to the students. So if you want to get more details about the program, you can contact us via this FB Live, via the Segi College Sarawak FB here, right? And that's all from my side. Any question? So if do we have any question here? If we don't have any questions, I guess that's all for today. Thank you for joining my talk today. And please follow us in FB, Segi College Sarawak. So click the notifications because we have numerous number of FB upskilling series in future. So that's all for me. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Thank you. Bye.